Hey guys, what is up? This is ViperStealth. Thank you very much for tuning into this video. Please give me your thoughts about this build, your first impressions, because I don't do this for money. I skip the BS and all the fluff just to get your thoughts on my builds. Let's not waste any of your time and get straight into it. So what I've got here is a really interesting decoy healer build. Now it's a bit of a hybrid build, and normally I stay away from hybrid builds, but let me talk to you and explain to you why this I think is actually worthwhile. So I've ran this in loads of heroic missions and it does very well. Let me talk to you about the synergies in the build and why it makes sense. So first up, let's cover the weapons. We've got Reformation talents on both the primary and the sidearm. The benefit here is 30% skill repair for 8 seconds. Any headshot, doesn't need to be a kill, it just needs to be a headshot. Secondly, I've got the Sweet Dream shotgun. This is where you're going to get your kills on the build predominantly. This is one tapping all of the reds and purples that you get within missions. You will get some kills through the assault rifle, but it'll be predominantly through the Sweet Dreams. So make sure you equip the Sweet Dreams so you're also contributing to your team's kills. Next up, you can see this hardwired 4-piece. So the hardwired 4-piece is there for 2 reasons. The first reason is I've spec'd everything into repair skills. So you can see 20% there, re-rolled, you can see 20% there, you can see 20% there, and you can see 20% there. So I've got 80% extra repair skills from the 4-piece hardwired. This is a healing build, so that deals with this. The second reason why I've got hardwired is because breaking or using a skill instantly cools down the other skill. So with the chem launcher and with the decoy, these two work really nicely. Like for example, when the decoy is on cooldown and I just drop a chem either for myself or a teammate and do 1.2 million armor repair for them, that's before reformation of course, then that instantly cools down the decoy. When I throw the decoy, it instantly gives me a chem. So I've got unlimited chems because every time I use the decoy, I'm getting a chem back. And also when the decoy is almost dead, I destroy it and that gives me another chem. So I've basically got unlimited chems here that do extreme amounts of healing for my team. And also the decoy is pretty much 90% uptime. It's very rare that you've not got a decoy, and the decoy is fantastic because it draws a lot of fire from the enemies, which means all of your team, whether they're DPS builds with glass cannon, they're taking no damage because all the enemies are shooting at the decoy, as long as you put it in a prominent central place that's very visible to the enemies, NPCs. Next up, tardigrade. So this is a vest which I've been trying to find use for a long time because I think in essence it's a fantastic piece of gear. But however, the only place that you can really use this viably is on a shield build. However, Perfect Vanguard is just better, I think. In so many ways, Perfect Vanguard's better. So I really struggled with this vest because I like it a lot and I wanted to find a build where it makes sense. And this build, I believe it makes more sense than having it on a shield build. So for those who don't know what tardigrade is and how it works, this is the talent. Whenever your any ally armor breaks, they gain 80% of my armor as bonus armor for 10 seconds. Now it cools down every 45 seconds. So imagine that. Imagine if people stop shooting at the decoy and they start laying into my team. I chem them, get their armor up, but they're still taking damage. If my chems fail and my chems do great healing, then tardigrade kicks in. So my team have got insane survivability because of these 3 kind of synergies that I've got going on here with the decoy, the chems, and the exotic armor. So if you don't have this vest, it's a bit of a tricky one. You could go for the BTSU gloves and use the healing hive instead of the chem launcher, because that way when you break the healing hive, it will go into overcharge and your decoy will get crazy health, higher threat, and longer duration. So if you don't have this vest, do go with the BTSUs instead. What I've done for the gloves here is Hanayu. It gives me 10% skill haste, and I've also spec'd into both skill haste and repair skills. Now if you don't have Hanayu or you don't have BTSUs, another recommendation would be Alps. So Alps give you 15% repair skills, and then for the attributes you just want to spec into skill haste or repair skills. For the top parts you just want the technician specialization. The reason for this is because you get 10% skill healing with this. I believe it's called enhanced diagnostics on the technician skill tree. And then the EMP grenade, fantastic for just shutting down those robots, you know, those tracks and those warhounds. So I think that's pretty much it. I'm not going to use up any more of your time with fluff or any bullshit that you don't need to hear. This build is incredibly fun. You can get right up close in front of the enemy and they just shoot your decoy. You've got crazy heals and insane squad survivability. There's not much more to say about this. Let me know your thoughts on this build, because I think it's a very interesting way to use this exotic armor plate. Now, a few people do comment on my videos saying that they'd like to have gameplay. So coming up next is Lincoln Memorial on Heroic with me using this build. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. This has been ViperStealth. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Gotcha!
Another agent has joined your group. Vital signs critical.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.